Good evening and welcome to another edition of Lions Talk, where we talk about youth soccer in and around the Hartford area through the HLSA program, Hartford Lions Soccer Academy. Today we have two lovely ladies that's on the board of HLSA, and they're here to talk about the whole program, the whole setup, everything that the HLSA does for the greater Hartford community. As always, before I get to the ladies, what we do, we always get to our mission statement to make sure that everybody understands what HLSA stands for and what we're doing in the community. Um, so, HLSA, Hartford Lions Soccer Academy, is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to positively impact the development of youth in the greater Hartford community by providing them with soccer and life nurturing opportunities to create and nurture valuable soccer instructions and to enhance their social and physical health by fostering a positive and safe environment. And any parents who are hearing that understand that the mission statement is not just something that sounds good, they actually live by this. So, to help us talk about that today, we have two wonderful ladies here. We have Aisha Smith, she's Director of Operations. Wave Aisha, let people know who you are.
Hello.
And we have Latoya Baugh, she's the Executive Secretary.
Hi.
Okay, welcome, ladies. Welcome. This is the first time we're having you guys on Lions Talk. I'm sure you know how the program's set up. We're going to go through a couple of questions and a couple of things that you guys tell us a little bit about Hartford's Lions Soccer Academy and about the inner workings of what goes on the academy. So, Ms. Smith, why don't you go ahead? You're the Director of Operations and Policies. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your job function and the things that you do at HLSA?
Okay, a little bit about what I do as the director of operations. I make sure that everything and everyone is accounted for. It may not seem like much, but it's a lot. It's
Okay.
basically all of the behind the scenes work to make sure that everyone is where they should be at the correct time, and everything gets the attention that is needed.
Okay, that's good. That's wonderful. And Miss Baugh, you're the executive secretary. Can you give us a little rundown of what you do with HLSA?
So what I do is I keep the communication going between the parents and the board. So I it's like sending out emails about practices, cancellations, just WhatsApp messages, back and forth with the parents, just talking with the parents, asking them like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Trying to get their feedback so that it's not just about the kids, but it's also about the parents getting their feedback as to what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. If Aisha is not there, then I'll take attendance for her, if needs be. Basically, just kind of behind the scenes and kind of in front at the same time,
Okay.
with the parents, and that's pretty much what I do.
Okay, that's wonderful. Um, Aisha, you say just now that you make sure everybody's supposed to be where they're supposed to be. That's a very vital function considering parents wants to know where their kids are. How do you assure parents that their kids are in the proper place and doing the right things? Because I know we have at HLC different age groups. So
Right.
I would not want to send my 5 year old to compete with 13 years old. So how do you communicate to parents that everything is structured that way?
Well, we try to be as organized as possible online. So we have registration online, and they are organized by age group, and the schedule times are there as well. It reflects also on the flyer, and there's usually a schedule that is auto sent once someone registers and signs up. So we try our best to get a schedule and communicate that with parents. So then I'll be working with Latoya to make sure that the message is conveyed to parents. If there are any changes, which happens quite a lot, we're at practice. We're making sure to talk to every parent, every guardian, every child to make sure that they remember that Saturday we have practice at 10 a.m. for the younger kids. We have a game for the older kids at maybe 11 at such and such location, just to follow up in person as well, and just make sure that we interact with every person.
Oh, awesome. And that agreed lead up to my next question here from Miss Ball here, talking about communications. It's a key. It's very vital. And you use a bunch of different mediums to communicate with parents. How challenging is that for you? Because a lot of parents I know I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on WhatsApp. How challenging is it for you to communicate with them when a lot of them really don't want to use certain medium to communicate?
Okay, so for most part, our parents are on WhatsApp, so that's a
Oh,
good thing for us. For most part, the emails they might not check so often, but as far as WhatsApp, most of them are on WhatsApp, and then we try to encourage everyone to get into the WhatsApp group. Based on our last session, we discovered there are other mediums of communicating with parents. Some people suggested like just breaking down in groups, like how we have our 5 to 6 year old group and 7 to 9. So when there's training and practices and games, then we can send it separately to that versus, we have that one main WhatsApp group for everyone for just like a regular, okay, training starts at this time. But if it's anything in particular to any specific group, then there are other options that we're exploring going forward that we can break out the sessions. So we're not finding that people are talking about like games for 7 to 9 year olds
right.
when they really want to hear about their 5 and 6 year olds.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
So.
And one of the things I've noticed from being at one or two of the training sessions and also the Jamboree is the interaction with parents. And this is where both of you guys can answer this question, though. But how do you guys go about encouraging parents to be a big part of HLSA, not just by dropping their kids off and disappear, but actually be at the training sessions? How do you go about conveying that to parents?
Well, we send it out an email. We'll send out reminders also in the WhatsApp group. We've started having meetings before the season and at the end of the season, kind of just to voice our expectations and how we need to come together and work as a team on and off the field. So the children need to be at the field on time and need to do their part with the coaches. But in order for the coaches to coach, we need the help of the parents.
Okay.
So where that may be for some parents to not come to the field,
Yeah.
or for some parents to be at the field and within that group to help their child if they may be struggling or need additional support to help the coach follow through
Okay.
or help the child follow through with the coach's instruction.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And
on my so if
Yep.
I might chime in a little bit. So on my side, I tend to like walk around and talk to them, just to kind of get a feedback. How's your day going?
That's
How
good.
do you think the kids are doing? And if there's anything, whatever concerns they may have, like I can address it at that time, or I'll pull Keneal in and try to address it there. Or if not, we'll just do like a breakout session with that parent. So I try to do like the face-to-face interactions.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Interaction is key. Like I said, communication is key. So parents want to know that because you know their kids are very important to them, as you know. As you know, I don't know if we just got through it or we're in the tail end of it. We just got through a pandemic. It's very vital that safety is a very, very key function and something that parents are very, very want to know. It's very important to parents that, hey, if I'm going to bring my 10-year-old or my 5-year-old over to you guys, I want to make sure that they're safe. Why don't you go ahead and explain to us some of the safety measures and preventive measures that HSA has put in place to guarantee that these kids are not harmed when they are at the training sessions?
So at the beginning of the pandemic, although we were outdoors, we still did temperature checks and we encouraged everyone to wear a mask when possible. We had hand sanitizer available. We sent out daily emails with a COVID screening checklist, which just said if you're experiencing the symptoms of COVID, and we listed the symptoms, to please stay home or to report any positive COVID testing. We didn't do any indoor at the time because of that.
Right.
We are now doing indoor in hopes that things are a little bit better. Now there are vaccines, there are a lot of there are testing kits available. There's a lot more resources available compared to 2 years ago. And now we do not send out the daily emails, but we have a COVID guideline attached to our registration form for parents to review and to acknowledge and to adhere to.
Okay. Explain to me how or what are some of your procedures or policies that you would use if a child or a parent turn up and you notice that they're not feeling well, probably coughing or sniffling? What is the policy where that is concerned?
Where that's concerned, we might just pull the parent to the side and just say, hey, we noticed that so and so is coughing a lot. Is there anything going on? Have they been tested? Yes or no? And just kind of like make like a sound judgment based off that. And then if we see it's really bad, then definitely pull the child, because we don't want any of our kids to
Right.
get sick.
Right.
So far, we haven't had anyone gotten sick. We
No.
haven't had any
Yeah.
COVID breakouts or anything.
That's good.
That's
Yeah.
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 Our
That's
parents
good.
have been great with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they've been really great because I speak with them and they'll say like, or they'll send a message in the group, so and so is not coming in today. We're not feeling well, and we just like our parents are really great at that, at communicating that. Listen, so and so is not feeling well, so we don't really get kids coming in that much really sick,
Right,
to be
right.
honest.
That's good.
The parents are really good at just saying like, we're not gonna take them in today just because.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So you, as a general secretary, you handle a lot of the registration and when kids want to come on board and so on and so forth with parents. How do you convey registration information to parents? You said just through medium, the communication medium, but I'm a new parent in town. I have a 5-year-old. I want to sit home and play games every day. I want to bring him out there. How do you reach out to those parents who, remember, this is America. They're not very big on soccer as yet. We're getting there. So how do you convey that to prospective parents who just don't know anything?
Okay, so we are on Instagram, on Facebook,
Twitter
and
as well.
Twitter as well.
I'm not on any of those. So
You're not
how
on
do you,
any
what do
of
you tell me? I'm not on any of those. So how do you tell me that, hey, you can bring your son out?
Um, what do we have
Well,
any other?
we
It's more of
have-
a word of mouth.
Word of mouth has
Yeah.
Yeah.
been our biggest drive.
I was
but
just about to say that.
Yeah.
I was just
we
about
also
to say that.
have
Yeah.
flyers. The flyers have QR codes that are also attached to them. Um, Flyers are at a lot of community places, and a lot of our community partners, they're listed at their business as well. We also have a few ads on social media, and one currently running at a local restaurant. So we do our best to get it out there in different.
Yeah. I just want to add that I know that word of mouth is always good. For
Oh, yeah.
example, if you're in
Yeah.
a supermarket, you see a lady walking with a little son, and you just walk over to her and start a conversation, and say, "Hey, it's a cute little kid, look very athletic. What do you think? We have a program here for kids and stuff like that." And you never know, she might just jump on it, or she might like, "Nope, I don't want him. I prefer him to play video games. He's in the house, he's safe." But it's still trying. It's still trying. Talk to me about the flow of the training session and what, because I'm letting you guys lead up to what happens at the end of your training sessions. Because I know you don't just go into another one, you go to a jamboree. So give me the flow of what goes on.
Towards the end of the training
No,
session.
no, start from the kids the first day and go right through. I usually ask the president this question, but since you guys are here, I'm jumping all over you on this one. So,
So,
tell me about that.
so on the first day we do the registration. Definitely. If we have the jerseys available for like the new kids coming in, at that time it's given out to them. Introduce ourselves to the parents. So they see a face. Well, they'll actually see a face like maybe like that Friday or like the day before training, because we started like doing just like a parent meeting on Zoom just before our training session starts, so they see the faces, see the coaches, just see the board members, and so we take attendance, split them up in groups. So we have the 5 to 6 years old to one side, and then we have 7 to 9 year olds, and then we have the 10 to 14 year olds.
Okay.
So everyone is split into their own little groups. They do their warm-up practices, and from that they get into the training session. Whatever coach decide that what they're going to do that day, that's what they're going to do that day.
Okay.
And then at the end of training session, they kind of just team up and kind of do their little chants or whatever little motivation they do at the end. Like each coach do their
Yeah.
little own thing.
Okay.
But they do like little competition, like little races with the kids, so that they are continuously involved.
Right.
So it's not that you're just doing one thing all the time. That and then this child veers off one side. It's a little hard to control the
Oh, I know.
5 to 6 year olds, or the 4 to 6 year olds.
I commend
It's
you
a
guys.
little
I
hard.
couldn't do it. I commend you guys for doing that.
It's- yeah, it's definitely a little hard with a crying or, but they still like get on board. Like you have to, we come up with like different means and ways to kind of get them just to keep them interacting, because with with that little group it's way harder, but
Okay.
like coaches do their best, like
Yeah.
as far as they can do, and I see that the parents really like it because they keep coming back, obviously.
Yeah.
So the parents like
So
it.
here's a hypothetical question. Tell me how you feel about this. You know the big event that just finished, right? In
Yes.
the world.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's say 25 years from now, maybe 24, or probably 22 or something like that, one of your kids are in the World Cup. How would you feel?
That would be such an like indescribable feeling.
Oh yeah.
See him on TV running around like, oh my God, I coached him.
Listen,
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I got my son already telling me that he's gonna play in the World Cup. So
It's possible. It certainly is possible. So,
Yes.
we just got to keep it going because you guys do a wonderful job with that. So keep that going. This is the grassroots where they start young and get them into it, and they'll love it, and then they see where they can go. I think we're going to jump over to the Mr. President now. Is going to bring him in. But ladies, thank you so much for coming out and having a discussion with us today. I really appreciate it, and really appreciate all the answers and the information for the parents. Anybody who's watching this podcast can get a better information, better understanding of the roles you guys play with HLSA and what you guys do and how you go above and beyond to make sure the kids are safe, make sure the program is successful. So thank you so much. I'm glad to have you. We'll have you guys back again
Thanks
to talk
for
some
having
more
us.
Thank
about
you.
stuff. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. All right. Next.